What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone for a daily news video. It's a spicy one because I want to say it's heating up, but I shouldn't be saying that because it's only in November. It's still 2 months before the transfer window actually opens. But I think it's more and more obvious that we need something, and we're gonna do something in the transfer window. It's just now open season as of who's gonna be it. Which position, obviously, and all those things. Is anyone going to leave as well? Because I think that plays part of it. But today the news was spicy, so that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Jadon Sancho and Samardžić, mainly in this video. Before we get into it, like the video, do it now. A lot of people are doing it, so thanks for doing that. Just click the like button now and you're done with it. Subscribe, and let's get into today's news. Let's start with Jadon Sancho, because that's maybe the surprising news I want to say, because the source is it's good. It's Platigo on Twitter. It's from Sky Germany. They're saying he's planning to leave. You know, he's done with Ten Hag. Ten Hag is done with him, so he wants out. He's not training at all. He's not allowed into the facilities, even at this moment in time, unless that changed. But Ten Hag did say that, I think, 2 weeks ago. So he wants to leave Man U, and teams are interested, Barca and all those things, Dortmund. But, however, none of them are really... They're interested, but not interested, if you know what I mean, apparently. Juve, however, they are serious about it. They apparently already held talks with his entourage to see what the possibilities are with him, obviously, also with Man U. They want a loan with an option to buy, also. Part of the wages being paid apparently by Man U, because if we need to believe the British media, he is on 10 million euros net, which is insane, but that's what it is, something around that, 9-10 million. It's crazy. That's not something we're gonna pay, not even on loan, let alone if we sign him. So that's where I'm like, a lot of question marks. The wage thing is crazy. It's not worth the wage, obviously. That's one. Two, you need to think about is Allegri going to be the coach long term? It needs to be up in your mind. You know, however the season goes, you need to be considering that already. Because if you sign these players, if you sign him, you're changing formation, or you're trying to change formation. Because otherwise, you're doing a pointless signing here. You're making a pointless signing. Also, what does that mean for Sule? Because if he comes back and Sancho comes in, Chiesa will probably move to the right, or Chiesa stay on the left. Will Sancho be pushed to the right? What happens with Sule? Like, a lot of things to take into consideration. Even before we talk about the player, like Jadon Sancho at Dortmund, he was great. He was fantastic. I liked him. I still like him. It didn't work out at Man U, but who plays well when he joins Man U? And don't say Bruno Fernandes, because he gets the numbers, but he's an awful player to watch play. You know, like he's on the ball, whatever. He's so wasteful in big games. Like, that's, if you want to call that a success, good. But then you kind of understand why Man U are Man U for the last, 10 years or so. Because if you are saying, like, play like Bruno, he succeed, he's fantastic, then the issues at that club are, well, extremely deep. So I cannot recall a player going to Man U and doing well. You know, I struggle to recall players doing that. It could be a good move for him, you know, revive his career. I'm still not sold in terms of, he had a rough couple of years, especially a year. He's probably there to prove everybody wrong. Like, that probably is within him, obviously. But man, he's a specific player, in my opinion, who can change the game. When I've watched him play, I still think he flourished better in open space, when teams are playing on the front foot, quick or counter-attacking football. We're not doing any of those things. So my fear is he comes in and he looks like the Man U player. you know, and then you're like, okay, it's a loan, I get it. But even if you bring him in on loan, you hope it's a good, you know, a good sign, a good move, and you can, you know, make it happen in the summer on a permanent deal. I'm still skeptical on the signing, you know, because I have so many questions, like I said. Also, skeptical in terms of, are we actually in for him 100%? Romeo Gristi mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, saying, yeah, like he is one of the names the club has in mind. You know, that doesn't mean he is the main option or whatever, or we're really trying to sign him. But it is a thing. Like, it is a thing. It's not really made up. So we need to see how that goes. That's one name. The second name, before we do that, again, if you haven't, like the video now, is Samardžić. I think he is one of those players where I think almost every Juve fan across the board is like, yeah, that's a player you need to do. It's not that expensive, and he's playing well in Serie A. He's playing well for Udinese. You know what he can offer. You know what he could do to this team, you know, with what we have now. And just in general, you know, it feels, for me personally, again, different positions to Sancho. But he's a player that I'm like, okay, I think you can just plug him in and he can do a job for the next 6 months until the end of the season, because he played in Serie A. It's not that he needs to get acclimatized and all those things. And I don't think it's very hard to acclimatize to this team at this moment in time. And he is something we miss, in my opinion, because he is how I watch him, how I see him, more of an attacking midfielder, or he is. Gets into the box, can drive the ball as well, you know, get in open space, all those things. I don't think Rabiot is. Obviously, Locatelli, because of the position he's playing. Miretti tries to be, but it's not there. McKennie, obviously, is not technical, you know, movement, maybe. But he's a player that I think you can just plug in and you're like, we can be better. We can be better for the coming 4 months, whatever, until the end of the season. And also, his wage, extremely low. That's what the club is looking for. And the fee, that depends. You know, if you're trying to make a deal happen, like Inter almost had it done in the summer, a very good deal for Inter, very weird. I forgot about it. It was loan with an option and a player included, and overall it was like 30 million euros package. But they included a player nobody heard about, you know. There are talks about Nicolosi being included in the deal and whatever. You need to see. Also, a lot of things a lot of these things depend on Udinese. Come January, are they still in a relegation fight? Are you going to give up some Samardžić? I doubt it. You know, if they have a feeling, you know what, we're just going to stay up, they might do it. If Samardžić push for a move, according to Calciomercato, as you can see here, they find an agreement with Samardžić. You know, I think that's, I don't know if that's true. I think that's the least of the worries. I think you will find an agreement easily, unless, you know, even, I want to say bigger, better position teams are in for him, you know, who already have a very good squad and whatever, and competing, then that, you know, it becomes less easy and more difficult. But I don't think finding an agreement with Samardžić is the big thing. It's with Udinese. It's with Udinese mid-season, and it's tough. It's tough unless, like Vlahovic, he was not renewing and they needed to cash in and we overpaid because it was mid-season and whatever. That's not the case with Udinese, because they know if we're not selling now, he's gone in the summer anyway, and we might stay in the league if we keep him. So I think that's the difficult part, convincing Udinese. But that's it. That's it for today. Those are the two names, two spicy names. I'm going to say one probably that's going to divide the entire fan base in Sancho. One that's probably going to unite the entire fan base in Samardžić. But let me know in the comments what you think. Do you want Samardžić? Do you want Sancho? Do you want neither of them? Do you think we need something else? Let me know in the comments. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. I will be live after this one to talk about John Elkann and the 2006 debacle. So tune in or rewatch that. And if not, I'll see you guys tomorrow.